Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the belated Halloween stream of The Raging Rolls Takes on Horror.
Woohoo!
We have with us tonight 4 of our 5 victims. The 5th one is dealing with something far scarier than what we'll be dealing with tonight, and that is trying to keep ourselves fed and having a roof over our head. So, mad respect to the big boss fighters out there fighting capitalism. Tonight, though, we have a little one-shot that I've been working on behind the scenes, and hopefully the party here will enjoy what we have in store. Look forward to having you all chime in from chat. I'm going to try and go for a bit of a spooky feeling to this one, so hopefully we can keep it spooky but also still have some fun with it. But we'll see how the group handles that this evening. I feel like even in the most horrifying situations, we somehow still managed to make light of it. So we'll see how that turns out. So to set the scene, we have in front of us a town called Gem Rest. Now, Gem Rest is a town that's been here for quite some time, being that it is very close in proximity to the location which is most famous in the area, called Sable's Depth. Now, Sable's Depth is this cavern system that sits beside Gem Rest and has become quite well known over the last couple of centuries for a place that anybody brave enough, strong enough, with enough survivability could make a fortune. But behind all of that wonderful tale of riches and success, a lot of stories are still told about those who do not make it back. But for our adventurers today, they are not some of those that have listened to those tales of woe. They have not heeded the warnings of Sable's Depth, but instead they find themselves at Gem Rest, ready to take on the challenges that approach them from the cavern themselves. Now, how long have you guys been in the town of Gem Rest? Has it been a week? Has it been a month? Are you guys well worn into the furniture, or are you fresh faced and ready for a challenge?
Well, Drex has been there for maybe about a week or two. Could have been a month, I don't know. Time just operates differently here.
Excellent. Would you like to introduce your character? Explain what we're dealing with today.
Drex is a black dragonborn rogue with a pirate background, but he's only about 1.5 foot high with big, cute eyes. So he's more of a rogue by persuasion and deception rather than, force. So yeah, he'll sit on your shoulder and he'll see what's going on, but he's a pirate and he's a thief.
Excellent. What about the rest of you?
Ignil's just been in town about 2 months and seen a lot of Dragonborns come in for some reason. Wondering if they're there for the same reason as him, trying to find their parent. Ignil is a...
Please tell me this isn't a Natsu reference. This entire character fairy tale ripoff.
I don't know what you're talking about. And he's a red-scale dragonborn sorcerer. He wears fake pauldrons to make him look more intimidating because he's got quite a bit of a tweaked chest. But that is offset by the fact that he wears a fishnet shirt and carries around a staff.
Pretty sure he's the guitarist from School of Rock right there.
Yeah.
He definitely is. And he's just trying to make friends with the other Dragonborns that have arrived in town and seeing what happens from there.
Amazing. 2 months in, who else do we have?
Well, Erdis. Erdis is a blue Dragonborn. He spent a lot of time at the monastery, and then he was down at the docks when those fishermen attacked him. All right, and it just happened to be that they attacked him while they were standing in a puddle, And it just happened to be that they attacked him while they were standing in a puddle, and he accidentally coughed, and then they, look, it was a series of unfortunate events. And Otis has been on the run now for a very long time, and it's not his fault if those people accidentally got electrocuted and turned themselves into charcoal. And look, he's been around for a couple of weeks now, but he's just got a lot to do, so he's just going to keep his head down and get all these things done.
Amazing. And last but not least, Rod, how long has your character been in town?
Yeah, Chinkus or Cuzzy's probably been in town about a month and a half. He's a metallic dragonborn, but everything for him is designed. So being a dragonborn without wings, he has perfectly designed armor and a shield that fits on his back to make the illusion of wings. So nothing that Cuzzy does is ever hasty. Everything's perfectly designed, perfectly executed, and meticulously thought through. So we are new to the party and new to the space, but definitely wary and making sure that everything is perfectly executed before we approach.
And I imagine that you guys have sort of done a couple of odd jobs together, slowly built this crew. How well did your previous couple of heists go, your couple of adventures? Were they successful, or did you guys have some kinks to work out?
Ignil doesn't like to kiss and tell about his kinks, but I think they went pretty well.
Yeah, we're pretty good at this
Saying
game.
everything but nothing at all.
Usually things go pretty well until some of these big clumsy folk stuff it up for the rest of us. For the most part, they go all right, off without a hitch.
Look, we're not all clumsy, okay? Sometimes we just have a lot on the plate and we have to do a lot of things. And sometimes, there's just a lot of things to think about. And sometimes you see...
Otis, you've got to focus, man. You've got to focus. Slow down, focus. Just
As
chill,
you
focus.
guys are obviously sort of getting into one of your famous discrepancies, you hear a sweet but familiar voice coming from the bakery. As you see this character come towards the group of you. Now, you know her as Alara Woodridge. She is the town's baker, along with her husband Dorian. The two of them have kept you pretty well fed, as well as any other adventurers that have come in the way. But can somebody roll me a perception check as they see her approach?
I think Rod should do it because he hasn't
Yes.
rolled with us for a very long time.
This is going to be going real well.
Just while
Deception.
Rod's rolling here, we've already got a couple of blessings. There's a favor of the gods for Robin, a major blessing for Robin, and a minor blessing for Cuzzy.
That's
Gonna have
11.
Such a murderous day today.
That's an 11.
11, all right. So, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. But the way she's carrying herself, she's just missing some of her usual cheeriness. It seems that whatever has happened today has made the bread sour, or at least soured her day. As she brings the plate towards you as normal and offers you in a haste, "Please take some of the bread. Leave the cash at the register. I just don't have time. Everything is just so rushed today."
Alara, is everything okay? Like, what's happened? You look stressed out.
It's not okay, actually. It's absolutely not. I don't know what's gone into Dorian, but he woke up this morning, and he is, as I'm not sure if you know, but he comes in and he bakes the bread in the morning, and then in the afternoon I take over and do most of the sales. And this morning I woke up, there was no smell of fresh bread, and I found that the kitchen was empty. There was a bit of flour spread upon one of the tables, but beyond that, there was no sign of him baking at all.
Alara, my dear, hush yourself. It is fine. We are here. Where was he last seen?
Well, I mean, he was in bed with me last night. He didn't seem to leave, but when I woke up, he was gone.
I found many a person envious of that. Was there anything that he was talking about yesterday that he acts odd?
Well, there was one thing. I'm not quite sure, actually. You just sparked my memory. He had recently had dealings with some adventurers in town. But he was keeping it quite hush-hush. I thought it might be a gift of some kind, but maybe that has something to do with it.
And where are these folks? Like, do you know where they are? Can you help us find them?
Adventurers are one and the same. They'll be around. I think these particular folk were leaving after their exit by memory. They sort of came by, grabbed some flour to go, and they left the town.
They took flour? What did they take flour for?
We often have quite a lot of spare flour. We seem to be able to sell it on quite well. Anybody that's looking for shelf-stable gear while they travel. We don't mind sharing a bit, especially as it is quite the way from our town to the next main city.
All right, hungry adventurers. That's an easy one. We can go find hungry adventurers. Hey, were they tall, small, short, wide?
Yeah, did
long
anything
face?
stand out?
Sleepy,
Well,
dozy.
I'd say there was
Grumpy.
probably one of
Grumpy.
every race. They were quite well sort of positioned. There was also a mix of genders. They were quite the party. A lot of different presentations. Diversity was sort of the core part of their group, I think.
We're very
right.
diverse
Yeah,
as well. But, like, he's black, he's blue, he's metallic.
I have to
And
say,
he's red.
there's definitely more color variety in this party than in that party. But
It's like a
yes.
rainbow.
It was like they were like friends. We're like How I Met Your Mother sort of thing.
Yeah, I understand. Just a little bit dishonest. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm just a bit concerned that something may have happened. You haven't been having the dreams, have you?
Drexus
The
looks
dreams.
around at each person like, dreams?
I
Anyone?
don't
Me?
think
No?
this is an appropriate place for me to discuss.
Who did we
my
say had
dreams.
been here longer than a month? Okay, so as she says this, roll a what do we say, like a history check. I don't know what's your sort of memory trying to recall this information. Something intelligence based is fine.
Yeah, sure. Intelligence based. Yep. Sorcerer can do that. Yeah, no, I just think to myself, try to push away the regular dreams that I usually have, and focus on the one that probably hasn't been the most pleasant. And I roll a big fat 13.
13. As she says it, it's like fog clears from your mind. You feel yourself there again. The sound of water dripping. Darkness surrounds you. The only feeling you have is a burning in your lungs. You recognize this feeling. You felt it a few times. Have you ever been swimming as a Dragonborn?
Every now and then, didn't really take to it.
Did you spend time in any environments that were particularly toxic that made you hold your breath?
Yeah, I've had to share, chamber room after little Drex there.
You
Yeah,
find
he
yourself
knows it.
immediately back in those memories of locker rooms filled with stenches that you could not imagine. As your lungs again burn, you realize that there is no choice but to breathe. There is no escape from the pain but to open your lungs and take in air again. As you go to breathe it in, though, all you feel is water rushing in to fill your lungs as the darkness again creeps over you. And she looks to you, seeing the look on your eyes, and she sort of feels a bit more solemn than even she looked before, and says to you, "You've seen them, haven't you?"
I have, yes. Would not like to again.
What?
You think this is where they are?
I think there's no coincidence. I've seen locals disappear like this before, and I'm sure some of you've heard the tales of the past, of the depths.
What? No. What have you heard the tales?
What do you mean the tails?
What have you seen?
What are you
What
talking
are,
about?
what are you
Would
talking
you
about?
care to explain what you two are whispering about?
She looks around and she says, I have to get back to work.
Oh, you haven't got anything to sell. Remember, there was nothing baked this morning. You've got nothing to sell. There's no work to do. Why don't you sit here and tell us about the tales? What are you doing? You've got nowhere to go.
We
Stay
can,
here.
Make a persuasion check.
we can cover you for today if needed.
With advantage, you got some support from your team.
All right, here it comes. Here it comes. Advantage on a persuasion check.
Here we go.
The old
D20
negative
straight
one.
Double ones.
Oh, baby.
Woo.
All right, for those that's listening along at home, rolled an 18 on my persuasion check.
Nice. She looks at you, looks back around at the chaos. She says, "Fine, quickly then." And she rushes inside again, beckons you all in, and closes up the shop for the day.
Ooh. Intrigued.
As
Just the part with the orgy.
as the room quietens, and you see everybody else leave, you see her face drop. The whatever confidence she had that she was trying to put on leaves her face, as the true desperation of her situation begins to dawn on her. She looks over to you both, to all of you, and says, "Well, a bit of a history lesson is in order then, it seems. Sable's Depths was not always known as Sable's Depths. At one point, it was known as the Elder's Hollow. Now, I came to Gemrest for a time, and I've definitely not had the longest time here, but my husband Dorian has told me stories that were passed from his parents and theirs before him. The story goes that inside of those caves is the cradle of the world. That within them, it was the birthplace of ancient deities and labyrinths to libraries of Earth's deepest memories. It was said that those who ventured deep enough could commune with the spirits of time itself, and perhaps even catch glimpses of the world's future. But it was in that it gained its notoriety, and a time passed where none would enter. But the name that we know today is all thanks to Queen Sable. Now, she was never one to think that she could be outdone by histories of ancient gods, and some would think that she wanted to be remembered beside them. But as the story goes, and we have some evidence for it, on her passing, a large shipment of goods was taken deep into the caverns, and none of those retainers who shepherded the goods in ever returned to Gem's Rest. It is that history that I worry about today, as I fear my husband has returned to the depths.
That's a big turn from he was making some bread and disappeared, and now we think he's in the middle of some caves.
It's too many coincidences, though, isn't it?
Where are they? What is in the direction of these?
You know these caves very well.
Oh,
they're very close proximity to this town. It basically exists to support its ecosystem, and so it is.
Those
built on its
caves.
doorsteps.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Like
caves.
you-
Those caves. Yes, the caves.
Yeah, the cradle of the world. That's
What
right.
is he-
Yeah.
Those caves.
What does he gain by entering the cradle of the world? What is he going to get that's greater than making bread?
My husband is not one that would seek it out willingly, but stories have been being spread. Have you smelt anything out of place recently?
Have you
Hey,
eaten
lack of bread.
I have only realized that now that everything starts to click, but we've had an awful lot of visitors that smelled of seafood while we are anything but near the ocean.
Don't I know it?
That's usually how you get the smell, is if you're not too close to the ocean, but you have fish around.
Where are the fish, though? Point them out to me. Is there a fishmonger nearby?
Look, I've got a pretty
Is there
good
a
nose.
fishmonger nearby?
There is not.
Investigation check.
Omega-3s are real bad around here. Like, nobody is getting their essential oils.
I've spent a bit of time on the sea, so I can kind of understand what this scent is. Can I have a sniff around and see a direction?
Yeah, please do. Make an investigation check or a perception check if you want to use your skills.
In my head, I just had Jez's character ass up in the air, nose in the ground.
Yeah,
Just old school
absolutely.
Looney Tunes style.
Oh, 11.
With the 11, in your close proximity, you have a tough time. It doesn't seem to be anything that's clearly standing out to you.
Cuzzy, did you wash your feet this morning? Far out.
Do not come near me, child.
Oh,
Maybe if you'd like, I can let you into my husband's study and you can see if you can't find anything there that would be of value. Maybe something that can help you track him down.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Lead the way.
please.
She, like, taking that as gospel, walks upstairs and leads you all into his study. A quaint study. He's obviously not a man of much wealth, but, you know, he seems to have a bit of space for himself. And you can see that for a baker, he spends quite a lot of time writing, and he seems to have a good reading collection that he has around him. And there on the desk, you see a open box, ajar slightly, sitting on top of the table.
I try and get up. Wait, what's in the box? Lara, anyone can have a look what's in there? Like, was that always there?
I've never seen that before.
What do you mean you've never seen it before? Why would we randomly have things in here that you've never seen before?
Just what's in it? What's in it, Erdis? What's in it?
What's in the box?
Let's have a
You can't
look.
say that.
Chuck Dizzy up on the table. Go and sniff it, you want.
You go up to sniff it. Go ahead and make that. Let's say this time you can get a perception with advantage.
Is this me again?
Whoever
Yeah, I
sniffs it.
three. I picked you up on the table to let you go and sniff it, seeing as though you're into that.
Here we go. Oh, big numbers.
Jesus,
9.
man.
This rogue sucks.
Listen, you try and smell, but you know it seems that all of your sniffing before just really congested you. It's not letting things through as well as it once did.
Jazzy, I can still smell your feet. You've got to do something about that.
Then
OGM is close.
Jesus.
can I have like a small arcane focus on my finger, and I start to twist it and mutter to myself, and I cast detect magic on the around the room. So I've got within 30 feet of me, I can sense anything that's magical.
So I think, interestingly, you'll probably detect quite a number of magical things. Around the room, you see a few knickknacks. You see a pen that seems enchanted. You see, what else would there be that would be around? I think you'd probably see a orb that seems to glow with magic. And lastly, I think you'd also find a paperclip that has been enchanted. You can see what types of magic there are as well, hey?
Yes, I can.
All right, so the orb itself, you see, is it's like an orb that summons light. I'm just trying to think of which school of magic that would best fit into.
Evocation.
Yes, so it's an evocation orb. Then the paperclip is one of abjuration, and the last one was the pen, and it is also one of conjuration. You sense what is probably like a remnant of magic from the box, but it does not glow like an object that itself has magic in it.
Any sense of what type of magical thing was resting in there? Like what school at least?
I definitely think that I'd say that probably the biggest thing that it gives off is abjuration. And only in the way that you probably know from any sort of research that anything that's powerful enough would probably only read as abjuration, being protected from other forms of scrying.
Yes, research, not other things.
An
Lots of
intuition.
research.
You're like, hey, this thing is a tough nut to crack. You like, it's like you smell something quite complex, but you just get like heavy notes of abjuration.
Alara, there's a couple of things in this room that make me a bit concerned. I'm getting very strange readings of them, and just for your own safety, whilst we're looking for Dorian, I'm going to have to take them until we're sure that it's safe. Don't worry, I'll definitely return them. And I just need that pen, the orb, and this paperclip.
You take them. I honestly didn't even know that my husband had much magic. I thought he was quite happy with the life that we had built for ourselves.
Interesting. And you've never seen that box before in your life?
That one is unfamiliar to me.
Is there a guess for the box itself? What could have been laying in it? Like, it was like a ring box? Was it like a necklace box? Was it like a...
Are you going to open it up?
Oh, it's not open. I think what I'll do is, as I gather everything up with my mage hands, and just put them into my little satchel, and then just whilst Drex is next to it, I'll just open up the box with the mage hand whilst I'm like at the door of the room.
Cool. You open it up, and nothing seems to happen. Once you've let it sort of stay open for a while, deeming it sort of safe enough to approach, you can have a look if you want to make a investigation check to see if you can make out the shape of what was once lying in the box.
He'll point to Drex and I'll point at the box. Hey, you're probably much better at this than I am.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? All right, let's have a look. What's inside? Are we looking at blankets? Are we looking at like?
I think more like scrunched up paper that's kind of been used as like a base.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Paper. What is it? I try and just move it out of the way, see if there's anything underneath of it as well. Otherwise, I've got an idea of what I can say.
Nothing underneath.
I think it's just mess. It almost looks like it's been made to be a bed for something. Like some kind of creature, perhaps. Any evidence of like fur or teeth or
none at
poop?
all.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure.
Is it like a box that you could sleep in?
It's probably small. I mean, I don't know how small you are.
Foot and a half
It does, however, the box itself does look quite nice. It doesn't look like a box that is discardable. It looks like it was quite a box of presentation.
Maybe there was like something important on here, like maybe an egg of some kind. And there's something needed to be padded so it didn't crack or break. But
My husband didn't really have much of a nurturing element to his personality.
that's even more concerning then. If this thing was in here and now it's not. Oh no.
Do you think my husband has left me to take care of a creature?
There's no creature here, Alara. That's the problem.
But then what if it was something like the other stuff that was magical? I don't know, maybe we should split up and search the room.
I think, listen, here's what I think, guys. Let me know what you think. And I'm just going to like jump around from shoulder to shoulder as I try and tell everyone what I think.
Please,
I think if
So
Dorian,
you repeat it every time.
I will. If Dorian has got all these different magic stuff laying around, and you got
Foot
those
and a half is
things.
still pretty big, mate. It's full time.
Yeah, and you've got those things, right, Igno? You've got the pen and everything else that we can have a look at later once we need it, once we need to. Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes.
Then why? Perhaps he's going to seek out more power, more something, more magical source of energy in this cradle of the world place. Yes. Maybe he's taken whatever this magical. Let's say this is an egg, and he needs this big source of magic to break it open or something. That could be problematic for everyone in this place.
DM, can I just roll a quick Arcana check just for myself? Because I, me as a player, Daniel, has a thought, but I need to see if my character would also have this thought. Okay. There's an Arcana check coming. Okay.
What are you trying to investigate? What are you looking into?
Potentially, the pathways of my brain are clearer than they have been for a very long time. Probably because it's early morning. I'm still on like the verge of being a little bit drunk and not quite hungover yet. thinking to myself, I would know of things that, like magical items and stuff, whether they be cursed or have an entity within them that can sometimes possess people and take them somewhere else, like take over that person's body and things. Yes.
I would say that as much as like any magic user is probably told of the dangers that come with magic, like warned against some of it. Like, I think one of the scams of a world filled with magic is probably a lot of people are warned, like, don't take magic items from strangers. You know, that's probably common advice.
Okay. All right. What if it wasn't a creature, Drax? What if it was something in whatever was in this box? What if it was a magic item of some sort that has taken control of him and taken him somewhere? Well, there goes my echo. There's a fucking echo. What?
Stanley,
That's me.
echoing constantly.
Hi, Mum.
Yeah. I guess so. That could be a possibility. Something, whatever was in this box, has caused issues for our friend Dorian, I think. Yes?
Yeah, I think it's definitely caused some issues. Lots and lots of possibilities here. We've talked about this a lot now. This has been a very small room. I'm feeling a little bit worried about the amount of things that are in
All right,
this.
let's go outside.
Calm down. Calm down.
Well,
I mean this only because I think if this is true and my husband has become involved with anything that has come from down in the depths, we have to understand quickly, and if there's any chance of saving him, we have to act now and go in after him and stop him from getting lost and going so deep that he'll never return.
yes,
Can I
that's
insight
easy.
check? That seems
yeah,
like
please.
an awfully specific thing to ask. Just want to double check if she knows more than she's letting on.
No, that's totally doable.
just wanna-
Insight.
I'd be okay for like a long rest. I just used like a level 1 spell, so.
That was an 11.
So, just in the way that some of your companions look at her and have talked about Dorian, you realize that of everybody in this town, these two seem to be the heart of the community. They seem to be the ones to feed everybody. They seem to really be trusted. And right now, you just see a woman in front of you, distraught and desperate and out of options.
You know what? I think we should go after this husband pretty quickly. We should go and find Dorian. I mean, one, he makes great food, but two, like, he's just an absolute legend. And like, I'm really worried for him too now that you're talking about it. Hey, quick question. You mentioned lots of people coming through starting to smell a lot. Did your husband start to smell at all?
She without even like talking to you guys, she turns around and she like goes into her room, and she said, "Come quickly."
I mean,
And
That's what I do.
this is where the orgy starts.
you see in there's like, as she's like kneeling down beside the bed, you can see her face has just gone ashen, as you, even without needing to get so close, start smelling the smell of rotting seafood.
I thought you said it was other people that smelled that. Why is that smell in this room? Where's that coming from? What is that smell?
This is where he slept last night.
Ugh.
I just could kind of whisper to Drex, you know, with that smell, I kind of don't want to have the orgy now.
Oh, me too. Saying the same
Really
thing.
dampening the mood.
It's like, bleh, it's really turning me off. And I'm pretty good with fish. Bleh. Can we go? Can we go? I gotta get out of here.
All right, let's.
You guys see, even as you try and move, she's just still clutching at the sheets, just like her face just unmoving.
quick.
I mean,
Magic,
she's sicker than the two of you. She's clutching at filthy sheets, whereas you two
Yeah.
expected that from.
my detect magic lasts for 10 minutes. Is there anything that pings in this room?
Lasted 11 minutes to go, sadly.
Nothing peeing up too much, no.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Get out of here. We gotta get out
Yes,
of
this
this room
feels way
right
too,
now.
way too
Alright. I
organised.
have a-
Nothing random.
I have a feeling
Let's
we
go.
still have one more member to find before we can set out.
I know. We left him
That's
outside.
where
Let's
we-
go.
Before we run, can I just do a
That's
quick investigation for the if there's a particular source of smell rather than just generically where he slept?
Yeah, I mean, as you smell around, it definitely seems that that's where like the most concentration of it was. given that there was really no good smell attempt made in the previous room, this is about as good as I'll give you guys.
Yep. Cool. Hey, look, I think there's something up here. We need to go for a walk. Let's grab old mate and let's go for a walk. Look, it's not that far to the cage, right? The cage where the thing's happening, where the cradle and the Sable's death. Let's actually go for a walk and check this stuff out. I think
you see Alara like swivel her head. I think I'm supposed to come with you.
Why?
What?
Something just tells me that if I'm not there, Dorian isn't going to come back.
What are your capabilities if there's trouble? I mean, you're going to throw a pie at someone? Like,
Just got any pies, Dorian didn't cook.
You know, I really don't have a good answer for you, except that I really know that this is what I have to do.
So you want us to find your husband and protect you all at the same time?
What if my husband can't be convinced to come back without me?
I can be pretty convincing.
Yeah, have you seen my eyes, Alara? Pretty good.
She goes to the like shelf, pulls out like the portrait of them on their wedding day, and is like, yeah, but something tells me that the connection we have is probably stronger.
Look,
I grab the picture and be like, we will take this. We cannot guide someone that cannot defend
I
themselves.
will say
and just
that
walk
at
out of
this
the room.
point, you guys have like a pretty high DC, and you'd have to roll against disadvantage to convince her to stay behind. But it's possible if you're willing to give it a shot, but that's sort of how convinced she is.
Alright, I shot not
Yeah.
everything.
You what?
I think
No,
we
no
find
offense.
Stanley. Stanley can take care of her. He's pretty good at staying back from things. He's always at the back of the conversations, right? Let's just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Hang with him. We can go do the stuff. And look, all I'm saying is, along the way, if we happen to see any like fishermen, that sounds weird, and we should just, you know,
I'll take one of our baking pans, and I'll do my best to just give him a little donk if it needs to be. But hopefully, you guys, given your prowess in battle, your custom-fitted armor over your wings that don't exist, you really feel like you should be able to carry the weight here.
Alright.
How dare you mock me just because I'm wingless?
I'm sorry, it's just losing your husband. It just brings the worst out of you.
Alara,
Sure damn And god damn it, woman, take a rolling pin, not a baking pan. God, you know nothing.
Good. Like, I'm just, my head's all over the place. Good thinking.
A fry pan even. I've heard they can be pretty good weapons.
Which baker uses a goddamn frying pan?
we don't have any frying pans. I don't, have you had any of our baked goods?
Fried pork buns.
Listen, I think time
This is
is
a bit of a
wasting.
10-minute argument about how to bake.
We should just get all the frying pans, Alara, and we'll just go. Yes.
Yes, right away. I'm following right behind, and
I
she,
really
she
like
grabs
Stanley.
her bits on the way out.
I really like Dorian's bread, so I just want that tomorrow, please. So we have to get
I
this guy
want it.
sorted.
She like she stops herself from shedding a tear. She's like, I love Dorian's bread.
I don't know if I talk about the same thing, but okay.
grabs the rolling pin and just
Okay.
heads out the door.
Yeah, I've heard Dorian likes her pies.
All right, we are on our way.
Oh, hi,
As,
Stanley.
as you walk outside, stumbling from the tavern, is Stanley, who only just got up, a night of drinking behind him. Would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Fucking knew it.
Stanley. Stanley is a gem dragonborn, a crystal gem dragonborn ranger. So his favorite weapon is a bow, so he never leaves without it. It's slung over his shoulder. He's a little inebriated, but he'll sober up. We'll get there.
I promise you there'll be enough sobering experiences where they're going.
Ooh.
It sounds like fun.
So, you all make your way in haste to Sable's depths. As the normal, welcoming entrance to what has been turned into not much more than a tourist distraction looms in front of you. Now, you have all made your way in and out of these caverns a few times. As you come into the town, it's pretty normal for people to take you in and give you a tour of their favorite haunts within the caverns. But it is today where you jump in and something becomes immediately apparent. That smell of rotting fish is like a path on the floor, guiding you in directions that have been unexplored for a long time. Now, tell me a little bit about how you are all approaching your adventure deeper into these tunnels.
Is there lights?
You find yourself, as you say that, noticing a glow from your pack.
That's cool, but that one I'd have to hold. I have a cantrip called Dancing Lights with 3 globules.
Oh, indeed. You find just a glowing ball, but you also could just cantrip your way out of it too. Like, who needs magical items?
I'll give it to who doesn't need hands.
Alara puts up a hand. She's like, I wouldn't mind if I could use my human non-magical hands to hold an object that would be very convenient for me.
Yeah, here you go. Have I had a chance to have a look, like a bit more in-depth scrutiny of these items that I found as well?
I mean, you can definitely have been looking at them as you are traveling. Definitely, as one lights up, it's probably a good chance to have a little investigation of it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have a look at the. Oh, I know the. I can. Now I don't need to look at the orb, but I'll definitely look at the pen and the paperclip.
How are you investigating them?
Well, I understand the magic, the school of magic and stuff. Just like doing the, like I noticed there are some magical items that you can attune to. Try that. Just try to get the gist of how they are working.
I mean, you do a bit of a scribble with the pen. It seems to write really nicely. And as you play with the paperclip, you realize that it doesn't seem to have the same bend as other normal paperclips. It seems to be quite rigid and strong.
And it's conjuration.
The paperclip is abjuration. The pen is conjuration.
Okay. Is there any like runes or anything that I can try to decipher on either of them?
I would have to think about that one. Yeah, I guess so. It's like you'll probably find some scribbles on them. They as you look at them though, the interesting thing is that the symbols probably are a little bit foreign.
Okay, I've got Draconic and Abyssal. Either of those.
Ooh, Abyssal's pretty good. I think you're on the. How did you learn Abyssal?
I have my secrets.
Well, you're in the right place at the right time. So with that Abyssal language, you do recognize, like, hilariously, that it's simple for you to read, and it makes total sense as you study their application. But it seems the pen has been designed so that it effectively never runs out of ink. It's pulling that from somewhere. The runes get a bit complex. It's definitely beyond you, given that your affinity to magic is almost like a gut feeling. And you see with the paperclip, all you are reading about is just how protected things are. You're reading a lot about safety and protection, which just seems like odd inscriptions for a paperclip.
Okay. I clip the paperclip into my fishnets, like stocking shirt, my fishnet shirt, just so it's there ready, just so it protects me.
I didn't think about this interaction, but you probably just mechanically have like +1 AC now on your fishnet covering. I think that's probably all that you
Fishnets are +1.
Yeah, your fishnet became like a lot more sturdy as a result. It feels like it's like unbreakable now.
I'm just gonna find an item that is literally a +1 robe or something and add that to my character sheet.
All it does is it makes it real stiff, like it's being mixed with stuff. It just hasn't got the same flexibility anymore. Fantastic.
Okay.
As you guys all begin to head deeper, the lights now illuminating the space. It is actually your character, Dan, that again feels the shiver down their spine. And you look over next to you, and Alara too begins to gaze in all directions, trying to see where the threat is coming from. You're immediately set on edge, fight or flight kicking in. The rest of you, as you see that reaction, start hearing the drip, drip, drip that seems to be coming ahead of you in the direction of the smell. The same dripping pattern that was there in your dream.
I don't want to alarm anyone,
What?
but my scales are standing on end. As it were.
It does feel a bit sus in here. I agree. What? Do we just see one tunnel going in from where we are right now, or is there a part like forks in the road?
I mean, you've definitely had a couple of paths, but the smell has been just overpowering. Like it's made it so that the choices have been between going in a different direction and following what you already know is connected to whatever this mystery is.
But we can't stop, Bingo. I agree. It's pretty
Please,
dark in here.
I know it's scary, but he's at the end of this tunnel. I just know it.
Look, we've just got to keep going. There's no way I'm waking up tomorrow morning without having some bread and
Alright.
a stuff of bacon.
Yeah.
You got to keep going.
All right.
I'm taking the shield.
Okay,
off
who
my
wants to
back,
go in the front?
blade,
Who?
I'll stand in
Who
front.
wants-
Listen,
Shield and
listen.
sword in one hand.
You guys get ready. Let me scout ahead for a minute and just have a quick look. See how
Alright.
far.
I'll send one of the globes a bit further ahead of where Drex is, so he can see. It's the only thing we don't have. Nobody here has dark vision, so we're kind of limited. So if there's anything out there, it's got to know we're coming.
Excellent.
I get my like a dark vision from my mum.
Yeah. Why didn't you go fast forward? Why don't you like Dex? Why don't you just go have a look up forward? What's going on?
I will. Just.
Yeah, go. What are you
It
waiting for?
is. Just. How many coffees have you had today?
Okay.
My God. All right. I try and stealth ahead
What the
until
hell is coffee? As he walks away.
I get to a point where I can, if there's anything I can see, and then sort of stop as soon as I sense something being different.
Nice. So initially, you guys are waiting around, trying to still get towards the direction, and in front of you, you hear the drip, drip, drip start to get louder and louder until a stream of noise comes ahead of you. There seems to be heavy flowing water, and you realize the only way forward takes you directly into water that comes up to your waist.
Shit. I turn and run back and let the others know. As I don't know whereabouts they are, but we're gonna have to get wet, guys. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but at the end of this road, there's just a pool of water. It's not the best, but I'm gonna go on eeny, meeny, miny. Stanley's back, I think. It's just because I can.
Stick around on the water itself if you can, just because that's the sort of pathway in the space.
We can get
Where are
around?
we? We're there.
No, it's sort of the rest of it's like quite sheer cliff sides.
This is the water here.
Yeah, that's the water, that like sort of path that you see.
All right.
Sorry,
So
I
you
got
see the water
distracted.
sort of continues to flow ahead of you as you're heading into this space. It's like flowing downstream.
Okay.
As the
Alright.
space opens in front of you, the water now rushing, the smell of the decaying flesh seems to fill every part of the stream around you. Deep inside, you hear the murmuring of conversation, but over the rushing of the water, it seems impossible to make out.
I'll if we start to hear that, I can dim the lights a little bit and bring him back to us. Almost kind of like a dimmer switch, and I bring it back to us, like just so it's not giving away our position straight away.
So you bring those back as you guys continue to head deeper. Alara, now not really wanting to wait if her husband is around the corner, you see her begin attempting to rush forward.
Yeah.
Hey, just wait.
Easy.
Just wait.
She seems on edge, like already frazzled by the events of the day. Her very emotion is right on her, like she's wearing a heart on her sleeve right now.
Is this water over here as well? Or whereabouts is the voices coming from?
Sort of, you can hear them sort of coming down the tunnel. Like it's definitely like that sound is echoing off the walls.
Okay.
Can someone
Let's
just make
move
sure
up.
Alara just doesn't take off?
I'm sorry. I thought it was him.
Listen, Alara, we're all in this together, all right? We're all trying to solve the same thing. If you run off, that means we have to save 2 people. That's 100% harder than saving 1, all right?
That's quick maths.
She looks like a bit chastised for a moment and agrees. A solemn nod.
I can't
and,
select my token to move.
That's unfortunate, really.
Before we go any further, can Stanley just sort of center himself, wobble a little bit because he's still sobering up, and then sense whether there's any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within a mile. Or up to 6 miles if I'm in my favorite terrain.
Is this your favorite terrain?
Coast is my favorite terrain in this case.
You're inland, but on water. No, we've
1
got
mile will do.
we've got a gargantuan monstrosity here, but I don't think that falls into any of those buckets.
That sounds familiar.
I don't like that.
So you detect nothing.
I think we ought
It's
to
all right,
go
guys.
home.
It's alright, guys, it's fine. It's fine.
Let's keep
Oh,
moving,
good.
man.
Just slowly, though. Slowly, yeah. I'm just going to stay like 15 feet ahead of the party. Just keeping an eye out. Well, it depends how deep this water is. If it's waist deep for everybody else, then
Waist deep for everybody
I know.
else.
All right.
I didn't. My
Yeah.
token isn't on the screen, DM. That's why I
Your
can't find
token
it.
not on there. That makes a lot more sense. Igneal. Boom.
There he is, fishnets and all.
Amazing. So you guys continue to head forward, and the conversation
to the
gets
front.
louder and louder and louder. I think only those of you who speak Abyssal will be able to make out the conversation as you get closer.
What the fuck is that?
That
sound?
was. I was literally just like, "What's a cool one?" I'm like, "I'll speak Abyssal." Like, no, like that won't happen.
Can anyone? Is that just like? What the heck is that sound?
I can't hear. Shh.
You
is that?
hear 2 talking in the distance, and the rest of you just hear like sort of deep echoes that seem to chime rhythmically. The language itself seems to be a war cry. Even speaking it seems to summon great hurt upon the people around them. But you see, or you hear 2 talking, and one of them looks at the other, or at least speaks to the other. Tideclaw, it is
Tideclaw.
time.
It's time.
Our master is finally
Yeah.
going to make it through.
Our masturbator is going to come today. What?
And you hear Tideclaw, you imagine, speaking, "Yes, Scale Surge, finally.
Yes. Scale
After
surgery,
conquest
transformers.
across many realms, we shall
Conquest
finally
realms.
have the mortal plane."
Oh yes. Okay. So they're after the mortal plane. their master's going to come everywhere, all over the mortal plane. It's going to be bad, apparently. So, also they all speak Abyssal for some reason.
Big now. Did they
Yeah,
say
yeah,
where
well.
Dorian is?
No.
Because if we can get in, get him, and get the hell out, that sounds pretty good to
Well,
me.
I'm certain somebody else wrote the names down because I didn't. But we've got Scattershale and Voltron and Optimus Prime.
You're referring to Tide Claw and Scale
Yeah.
Surge.
Tide, Claw, Scale, Surge.
Pretty
Right,
badass names, guys. Can we just, can we
They
just
are
ignore
pretty
that for
cool
a
names.
second?
They literally sound like Transformers. That wasn't a dig. Okay, but
So did
I
Dorian.
mean, if we take these two out,
Yeah.
then I can speak Abyssal. Because anyone else can speak Abyssal, or is it just me?
Just you.
Yeah, man. You're crazy.
Fuck. Okay, well, if we take them out, I can impersonate them, and I can ask around corners and stuff like that.
Okay. Better your way than mine. Let's
Take
take
him
a
out
look.
it is.
No. Like, we all go around. I'm pretty good from, like, the distance stuff. I can't, like, run up and, like, well, how you doing? I can't give them what for, like, run up close, but I know for a fact that, I remember everybody's name. Erdis is very good up close. So is Chinkus. Whereas
You
three
hear
of
the
us.
conversation down below stop.
Shit. Shut up, Igno. Shut up. Cuzzy, can they smell your feet?
Probably. Let's just
You
whack him.
you
Let's get it done.
hear the sound of them
Plan.
whispering again a bit, and you hear the water tastes like them, doesn't it?
Oh, shit.
Zach.
I think Erdis pissed in the water. They know we're here.
Yeah, you just see Stanley arm against the wall.
You hear one
It's
whisper to
warm
the
here.
other. Hey, Scale Surge, what do you reckon we let an echo of the deep loose?
That's the name of the show.
They come up the tape.
They quieten down again.
I hide. I just like fucking straight up into the wall. It's like,
All right, so let's begin with some rolls for initiative.
oh, fuck.
Let's do some
We
of
haven't
that.
got any
fun.
climb
Battle
ability.
music
Shit.
time.
Oh,
Let's
give me
do
a
it.
second. One thing at a time.
Let's
Pulling out the net
do
ones for
some battle
initiative.
music. Let's do some. Also, there's no more running water. Please
So,
no more running water in the background.
That's
You
really
know,
Yeah,
I'll get rid of it.
take it.
I get a plus
20
3
minutes,
to
yeah.
initiative rolls.
Hey, so do I.
Still rolled shit. Okay, so we're going to lose the water? Where does my dripping cave sound?
I don't know which one's going to be worse. Just the
Stanley
running water
cuts
or
it
the
away.
dripping cave.
As that water sound stops.
Why not both? Add that one to combat and add this one to combat. And all right, nice. Fantastic. Up first, Igneal. As you prepare yourself for this, what's ahead, what are you doing?
Yep, let's look around. Do I see anything? Do I see where the danger is?
No. You can try and make a perception check on your turn to see if you notice anything.
Is that going to take my action?
Yes.
Cool, so I won't do that. All right. I just quickly whisper out to everybody in Draconics in case they can hear us, because I know that everyone should know Draconic, and if they don't, what the fuck? It's like, as soon as I start to concentrate on anything else, the light goes. FYI. And what I will do is scoot back this way behind everybody else. And I will prepare. Probably won't do that one. Okay, I will prepare a firebolt. Ready to go.
Nice.
I'll just get it in my hands as I start to wipe some ash in my hands, and I'm like, come on, come on. Ready to go.
Ready to go for what?
As soon as anything attacks anyone else that's in the party,
Just blap.
or if anything appears right behind me, it's getting a blast in the face. It wasn't a
Cuzzy,
euphemism.
as the room twists into darkness, these balls of light disappearing, the water lapping at your hips as you're immersed in this water. How are you preparing for the risk of whatever's coming?
I'm actually going to flip the other way and take a step forward and strike at where I believe I heard those voices come from around the corner.
All right. So you walk to where you want to. You can walk, obviously, your full movement.
Just going to take to the corner here, about where I think I heard it, and I'm just going to strike into the darkness.
All right. Make
Assuming
an attack with disadvantage.
Oh, just so you know, DM, the dancing lights are still up. But as soon as I do another concentration spell, they go.
Okay, cool. No, so the
Yeah.
lights are still there. My apologies.
Yeah.
okay, that's an 8 for my attack roll.
With your 8, you swing wildly, sort of in the direction that you last heard them, but all you hear is boom as your weapon hits the water.
Great, I'm going to use my extra attack as well and swing again, just hoping for love and money that I'm going to get something this time. I'm guessing it's with a disadvantage again.
Yes, just because you've got nothing you're aiming at.
That would be a 10.
Yeah, even with a 10, you still just blunk. Whatever's in here is harder to hit than you've anticipated.
Alright, and that'll end my turn.
All right. Fantastic. Let's go begin combat. Oh. All these new add-ons that I haven't experienced yet, Jez. Like a whole new game for me. Okay. Oh, I ended combat.
Round fight.
Next.
Challengers, are you ready?
Awesome. So, as you step forward and try to swing at this creature, you miss it. But it does not want you to feel like you haven't left with something. So it's going to try to give you lifelong fears. So in front of you, you begin to feel the water rumble, Cuzzy. You begin to feel that something is pushing and displacing the water. As out from the depths of the dark river that flows under your feet, you see a creature emerge and look to strike you. In this case, I'm just going to quickly show the image to everybody. It's this one, view token artwork, show players.
Oh
This
my
is what
God.
jumped out towards you.
See ya.
Fuck yes, I love it.
So, yeah, immediately
Terrifying.
this thing is going to strike with its bite. So it is going to roll. Let's get some dice happening. D20, and I think it is a plus.
Plus 19 to hit.
Can I see? Can I see it
20
from
with a
where
plus.
I'm standing, DM?
14 to hit you.
Doesn't hit.
Oh, that's good.
First of 12 attacks.
And then there's legendary and all the other crap. And then it screams like a banshee and I'm dead.
And you're in its lair. So
Yeah, you definitely are, and that's what's
Eternal fear.
really fun. All right, cool. Also, can you please make a strength saving throw?
That's not good.
Strength saving throw of 16.
You feel the water itself make you heavy as you feel yourself sinking deeper into it.
Oh,
But unbeknownst to them, you're made of sterner stuff as you shake off whatever the pull was and you ready yourself for combat. as this thing emerges, your spell triggers.
Phew!
So roll your fireball, please.
Pew!
13 does not hit as you hear
Pew!
as it begins to fizzle in the watery caves. In front
Dear
of you.
God, no.
Well, I tried, so we can go now, right?
And now
You,
it is
you let it
your
up too
turn,
early?
Ignil. If you would like to please roll me a strength saving throw.
Me?
Yes, please.
Holy shit.
Strength?
Yes, please.
You should. You sure it's strength?
That would be good for strength. All right.
10!
So, as the creature commands the very waters themselves to attack, you feel yourself grappled by these tendrils. As another one of these creatures pops its head out and will show you the one that's specifically coming to hang out with you. You get this pretty friend.
Oh boy.
Why is that one bigger? What?
As it appears behind you, leaping from the things. Now you are
Hey,
restrained.
buddy, watch the tentacles. Hey, private.
I mean, yeah, this is sort of part of the course, isn't it? As this creature, somebody's trying to call me now. I'll get to that in one moment.
They're saying, be nice to Dan, okay? Be nice to Dan.
It is going to attempt to swallow you whole.
Well, Joe, I have some thoughts about this, and they're mostly no.
So let's make sure we just give you the best chance of freedom here. Okay, so yeah, it's simple. It's like the same attack. It's just to hit with the bite, but you're already restrained. So it'll go ahead and try and make the bite again. Does a 21 hit?
You know what? Here's a motherfucking shield in your face.
So
I know I tagged that for a reason.
this thing, as it comes out, its mouth just opening up to just swallow you from underneath. You feel like the shield come out, keeping its mouth open, unable to close around you as you're holding it off with this magic, as this creature struggles in frustration.
Oh, they got like a little turtle head poking out. It's like I'm almost shitting myself here. Not in a happy spot.
With that in mind, Drex, you are up.
Awesome. So, he would have seen. Drex sees what's happening up with Cuzzy first. Pulls out the bow. Will straight away fire an arrow at that thing.
Sorry, the one in front of you, behind you.
The one that was in front of
in
Cuzzy.
front. Go ahead and make the attack.
For 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. So that's 7 damage, and I have a feature which means I can. Oh, I'm going to use my sneak attack anyway. Shit, sneak attack is how many dice? Sneak attack 3d6. With an extra 12 points of damage. And then I am going to bonus action hide around this corner here.
Nice.
If possible, DM, I want to try and drag Alara with me over to this point. Just get her to shut the hell up and don't say a word.
I'll give that one to you. That's fair. Otherwise, she was very much in harm's way, and I don't think you guys would have left her completely undefended.
Cool. That's me.
Amazing. So next up in our combat, we have Stanley. Mark
Stanley
is
is. Hello?
next up in our combat, we have
I'm here.
Erdis.
Stanley's there.
You can hear me?
I can hear it.
Yep.
I can hear him.
Oh, cool. So it's just I can't hear one of the players.
He hasn't said anything, to be fair.
Well, hopefully you guys can translate.
All right, Rod, you're translating for Mark.
I am going to shoot at the one.
This has happened a few times,
Yeah,
but it's so obnoxious.
Yeah, Mike wants to retreat.
So running straight into the enemy, I understand.
He's shooting at the one near him with the longbow.
Nice.
19 to hit.
And it hits. You guys are shooting well with these. Roll for damage.
Oh, nice.
9
With
points
a
of
9
damage.
to hit. 9 damage.
Good.
Pew pew.
9 points of damage.
Boom! As this creature being held, its mouth open, gets an arrow right into its jaw as your shot hits. Next up in our turn order, we have Erdis.
Absolutely.
That's me
Erdis
then.
is going to
Erdis,
run
don't hurt
down.
us.
What's that?
Erdis, don't hurt us.
Erdis don't hurt us. No, Erdis is going to run down to this side of it and just flank it from where Ignil is and start just laying into it.
Nice. Let's see some of this brutality.
So we've got some unarmed strike at advantage.
Yep.
Where you going?
There it is!
Oh, good job, good job.
Whoopa.
Nat 20.
Boom, boom.
So those nat ones early on
Crap
were
out
worth
of
it.
that thing.
For, well, not stacking damage, but 8 damage.
Big,
8
big,
bludgeoning
big.
damage.
-8. All right, well done. Good start.
And
Better than nothing.
then I'm going to just hit it again with a really just straight up left-right combo.
Oh, that'll do it.
With a 25 to hit
Bring it home.
and a 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
-5. This thing seems to be like shedding whatever thing it's made of right now. It seems to be like decaying in front of you as you attack it.
Well, as I'm seeing that's happening, I'm just gonna like rush one hand in front of my face, then the other hand in front of my face, and then between my hands there's gonna be a little like just light kind of glow. My hands are gonna get a little bit invisible, blurry. Think E Honda back in the day, right? And then just a couple more, like my key point just drops one key point, and a couple more flurry of blows comes in.
Boom, boom, boom. How's that?
So I'm going to attack now with using my bonus turn to make 2 more unarmed attacks. While I'm seeing this thing go down quickly.
Hit.
16 to hit. First one is 9 points damage.
All right. It only takes one punch. As the creature in front of you begins to deteriorate. And you see that when normal things would just fall down, this thing begins to become unstable. And as you hit it with its last hit, you see whatever fabric it was made of, whatever was holding it together, in an instant explodes.
Ooh.
So, can you please make both you and Ignil make a what were we looking at here? Constitution saving throw, please.
The old con save.
Oh, fantastic. Actually, I'm proficient with that. Hell yeah.
Oh. Rolled 17, so a dirty 20.
Nice. We're looking for 16 here, so
I rolled 12.
that's good. That's good. That's good. What are we doing here?
Not bad.
There was like a puff of this stuff during a little explosion. I just punched the explosion.
Yeah, it's. I'm actually reading this now. It's within quite a bit of distance.
I thumbs up to Erdis as it goes. It's like,
Yeah, it also manages to whack our friend here as well. So, Mark, if you could roll as well, your con, please. It unravels quite dramatically. Nice. You at least make the save.
17.
So those who do fail, though, do take 66 damage. So let's get those rolling
What?
out.
I thought you said 66, and I was like, that's just game over.
So that's
You did.
20 acid damage for the death burst of this creature on you, Ignil.
Nice.
Do those
I
who
need to make
save
another
take
con
half
save.
damage or no damage?
It looks like no damage.
I
Cool,
punched
cool,
that
cool.
ass.
I'll-
Loose.
I'll roll
You
another
definitely
con
just did
save
not want
for
to.
the
You didn't want to
lights.
fail that save. It was very important.
Okay. Okay, so my con save to maintain the dancing lights was a 16, which I believe saves.
Nice.
Because it's 10 or half of the amount taken. So the lights are still up. So am I.
Well done. And
Ow!
Inflatable Cat,
Well,
that
fuck!
hit was just for you. You know, a little bit of bloodshed, just to make sure you feel welcome in the chat.
Before my turn ends, I'm gonna see that Ignil's bag is like glowing, and I'm gonna be like, Ignil, why's your bag glowing?
Oh no, Alara has the.
Oh,
Yeah, she's got the orb now, I think. Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
say that.
All right, top of the order, Ignil. Your shield dissipates. The creature's mouth relaxes. You have but a moment to react. What do you do?
Ow! Fuck! Right. Yes. Okay. I can still see the fuck face over the way.
You
Cool.
can, yes.
I've just been booted from the game. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I had to re-log in as well. I'm not sure what that
Yeah.
was about.
I'm sorry, guys. I was
Yeah.
trying to fix the stream view and didn't mean to boot everybody out. So it was just going to be the stream view.
Okay.
You weren't so damn
Um,
useful the rest of the time, Jez. Hey?
All right. What is my distance? Do. Okay, that'll work. Gonna move my 30 feet right to there. Can I use my breath weapon? Oh, that's the wrong thing. So my breath weapon. Sorry,
Yeah, rip Cuzzy.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, buddy. It's probably going to get you, but I'm sure you can probably take a little bit of this. Because my breath weapon is a 30-foot line.
Oh, yeah.
Racial traits.
Surely shoot around him.
Curve the...
Can I
curve the
acrobatically roll out of the way?
breath. Not yet.
What's the
If he lets
what's
you
the
go
movie
first.
monster or something?
Okay, so he needs to make a save of something.
Ooh, I think he can do something.
So 8 plus my con mod plus my proficiency bonus. So 3 plus 2, so 5 plus 8 is 13.
So,
Dexterity save.
Dex save, okay. That's what it was. He's plus 0, so that's good for you. Make sure that's amazing. Looks good. Did I roll?
Otherwise, it takes 2d10 damage.
It doesn't.
12, cool. He takes 2d10 damage.
Nice. Okay, that's good.
And
Hang on, just 1
17.
second. Just give me a sec.
sorry.
Mostly because when you resolve this now. So that's going to be also a 40-foot explosion.
Oh, fucking awesome.
Oh my
So
god.
It misses Alara, which is by some miracle.
Just
pretty
by
impressive.
a square.
I
Literally,
will
that's-
probably say that because you guys are hiding behind there, like you guys probably hunker down, I'll say that you don't have to make the save
Sweet.
around
Oh,
the
Jesus.
corner. But the other two of you do. So, Ignil, if you can do another one of those, as well as you, Cuzzy, can you make that
What save? Con save?
Yes, please.
Oh, it's an 18 for me that time at least.
Nice, good save.
It's 13.
Fail. Let's get some.
Is anyone
rolls.
is anyone a cleric today?
Just thinking that before. We have no heals.
Is anyone on the plane a doctor?
I thought about it.
Good move.
I'm a doctor of philosophy.
I accidentally put 66.
Oh shit.
How did we go there? Why is it not coming up on my chat?
There it is,
23.
23.
23, alright. 23 points of damage it is. Congratulations. So begins the downfall as you face these two echoing explosions. But for now, the cave itself again is empty, as the water stills and the darkness again consumes the space. It doesn't take long, and you hear the whispers again begin from down the way.
Okay, so it's not just the big ones that explode, the little ones explode too.
What the hell was that? What do you mean, big ones,
Yeah.
little ones? Like, is this what you heard talking? Because I can still hear some fucking sounds down there.
No, someone should definitely go and investigate that. I'm just gonna... Sorry, guys. That was, I didn't know that one was gonna explode as well, you're right?
I'm hurting, but we'll get there. Not perfectly organized or planned, but pain is
Okay.
merely subsiding.
Do we wanna take,
Alara
like,
pulls out some like wet bread. It's like, we can have a rest if you like.
I am kind of okay with that, because that fucking hurt.
You managed to get both explosions.
Oh, this second one didn't, I didn't take any damage from the second one, but the first one, that was a lot of health that just went...
There's a good
boom.
chunk of that one, eh?
I mean, it's up to you guys. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to hang right back.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm happy to have a little rest and just assess what's going on here, but I'm also happy to, while you guys are munching on some disgusting wet bread, no offense, Alara, just go and scope out what's going on up ahead if I can.
Or did you want to take Alara's or with you
No.
so you can see?
No, absolutely not.
No, thank you.
But can you
Stanley
see in the dark
yelled,
though?
No, but I have a torch with me. Like, I can use that, right? You had
Yeah,
you had floaty golden balls, but it's the same thing, just on fire.
they're still here. Yeah, these ones magical and they don't get snuffed out if you drop them in the water.
Can I grab it? Can I actually grab one of these things?
Not my ones, no, but the orb that Alara has, you can.
Oh, great! Yeah, I'll take that one. I forgot about that. Lara, give us that ball you got. So I'm gonna take the ball, and I'm gonna stuff it under my jacket so only a bit of it's peeking out, and make my way further down the thing. Well, if this is if everyone's having a rest, that is.
Be fucking careful.
Yeah,
Just be careful.
I always
If
am.
anything happens to you, I'm just gonna have to bomb the entire thing to fucking smithereens.
Yeah, that's fine. All good. I'll let you guys know if I'm in trouble. But I'm sure it'll be fine. So I'm going to try and just stealth on up and see what I can see and how far away the things are that I can see and hear.
Okay. So, as you eventually head to the end of this pathway, and you do so without too much hassle, the river itself meanders around bends, and as you get closer and closer to the sound of the water, you also get closer and closer to the sounds of the voices, where you'll probably find yourself, I'm just going to move your character quickly, you're around here, you find yourself, it's too big of a map, over here where you're at this sort of bend. You're just going to slowly move your way here. But at this bend, you notice that the water goes down and falls into what looks like some sort of water reservoir where the voices are coming from. And behind you, where you sort of just walk past, you see a bit of a climb, but it seems that the caves themselves continue past that point. Will you peek down at what is below?
Very, very carefully I peek and just want to get a good sense of what's there. Any quantity of creatures and type.
Make a stealth check, but I'll give you advantage given the noise of the cave.
And I'm especially looking for any sign of Dorian.
Yep.
That is a 23 for stealth.
Beautiful. You peek over the top of this thing, only to be met by the sight of 3 things that really you've never experienced before. The first is a gigantic unit of a being, and you see this creature with the head of a fish, but the body of a gladiator, dressed head to toe in armor the size of 2 men, standing 10 foot tall. This thing could cleave most fighters in 2. Next to them, smaller but no less intimidating, you see someone who just screams deadliness. You see daggers, you see brews and potions. This person wears a headdress over the back of their head, but a iconic fish-like face still protrudes from their hood as their armor adorns them. And then the last thing that you see is what seems to be a tear in the space itself in front of you, where this water pools. Floating on top is this purple energy that seems to be simmering and shifting. As you gaze into it, you see both nothing and endless space beyond it that you look through.
Shit. I go no further. I will run back until I run what I saw. It's this massive fish guy with just armor, and he was huge and way bigger than me, way bigger than even you, and you way bigger than all of you. And then there was the smaller one with the hood, but still a fish on his head, and it's freaking me out. And then I saw like a void. I saw the. If it is what I saw, I think it's the spirit of time that Elara was just talking about before.
You see the spirit of time. I mean, what does it even look like?
It looked like a hole into a different place or a different time. It was weird. It was in the middle of this empty cavern. It was just like, what the hell? Just didn't belong there. And we have to get our. Have you guys rested? Because you guys have
we
to
rested, DM?
take some shit down.
You guys take a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, we could run, but at the same time, like, is Dorian there? Did you see Dorian inside
No.
this hole?
He's not
Hey,
there.
keep your voice down. Keep your voice down.
Sorry.
Succinct little one. What did the
Dorian?
cave look like? Just what else did you see? Is there more than one way in? Can we surround this giant fish creature?
Didn't see another way in. It was pretty dark. Dorian could be in the time hole.
Bit of a stretch.
I mean,
I didn't see him there.
you know, we don't have to do anything really. We could just, say we tried and oh shit. Hi, Lara. Sorry, I forgot you were here. No, we can
that's pretty
definitely.
mean.
We have to find him. If he's there, then he must. But he could also be in the rest of the caves, right? Is there anything that points us in that direction?
Just those voices trying to see what the hell they were, Lara.
Yeah,
And
but we're looking
where-
for a body. We're not looking for a voice. Why don't you scout around, check out the rest
A
of the caves?
person,
You find
not,
anything?
not a body. It's definitely going to be a person, Lara. It's okay.
He's going to be okay, right?
He'll be okay.
You
Right.
better.
If
I'm
not,
But if you guys have all rested, come with me now. Because if I turn a corner and there's not one of those stupid fish things with all the teeth, it's better to have you guys right there behind me than me just getting chomped straight away.
yeah. I mean,
That's a
we can
plan
do
to
that.
me. Right. Well,
Yeah.
get off your asses. Let's go. I don't want to spend any longer in here than I have to.
Hey.
What's
You're
the
very short
plan?
for someone who's so bossy.
Do you need my rolling pin for anything?
I don't know. I don't see any pizzas being required right now.
I think you might want to stay here just for the moment, just because.
What if more of those creatures that we just saw come out for me?
Well, this is why we wanted you to stay back at home whilst we took care of things.
I understand, but right now all we have is this.
Shot not babysitting this time.
So what's the plan? How are you guys going to approach this thing?
I mean, I do have a fireball. Shock and awe.
Always an option.
But what if you kill Dorian?
We didn't see Dorian, though.
Doesn't mean he's not
You didn't see
there.
Dorian.
It was a big room. I didn't catch a glance on every single thing.
I mean, I could always speak from the shadows
Collateral damage.
as one of the creatures, either Scale Surge or Tide Claw.
What
With
if
a
they-
Bissell and ask if they've seen a humanoid, and I'll describe what Dorian looks like.
Just, what if we get closer and you can hear more of what they're saying, Igneel, and maybe you can get to know whether Dorian is in there or not in there, or what these. Maybe those two are these Scale Surge and Tide Claw, and you're going to pretend to be one of them. That's not going to go down
I'm
well.
pretty sure we killed the people, the Scale Surge and Tide Claw. Fucking Transformer names. Ugh. Let's call them SS and TC.
Bot. Well, look, I don't know. What else is. Stanley, Kanzi, what do you guys think? It's doing my head in.
What if we use the water to our advantage? Slide under it, let the current take us and pop up behind these characters.
As you
Once
guys
we work out what they're talking about.
You guys are deliberating, you notice that again the voices have stopped.
Let's go quiet again. We shouldn't stay here. We shouldn't linger. We need to find better
Okay.
cover.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's start moving. Let's start moving.
Yeah.
So you guys
I-
experience much the same as you head towards the point where the observation was happening. You notice the same thing. There's two paths basically. There's one that leads down into the water, and there's another that seems to be a bit of a scramble up a bit of a ramp. But it seems like the rest of the cave exits outside of this path to the bottom right of the map.
Oh, we're down there. Or
Yeah,
we-
so
or- or-
over here, you can drag yourselves over there if you can see it.
I've lost the ability to drag.
Yes.
Cool. Draggy, drag. I think.
Oh, we're all the way over there. Jesus. Okay. Here I come, flying through the air.
So yeah, as you again approach the space, it's deadly quiet this time. The sounds of that conversation has disappeared.
I'll go and see if they're still there. I'm
I'm
gonna go check. Are they still
a
there?
little bit
invisible?
behind where Drex is, and stealthily, and I'm going to try to listen to see if I can hear them speaking in Abyssal.
Drex, you walk up like you did before. You peer over,
Hmm.
and the two people you saw there are gone. But whatever that cut was, that opening is still very much there.
You see? I can't see those fish heads. But everything stinks of fish. Guys with heads for fish. Fish for heads
They're
even.
coming. They're coming through the portal.
Maybe. You can see the portal, right? It's right there in the middle of the ground.
Let's go get it then.
Get the portal.
Yeah, let's go jump through the
I
portal.
don't know. Jump through the.
Too much talking. I can't believe how much talking you do. You don't do any action. Why can't we just
Okay, well you go jump through the portal and let us know how it is. Okay, Mister, just jump over the story. Yeah, it's because we want to be safe. I don't want to fucking die. Just saying.
I might as well be dead for the amount of standing around we've done so far tonight.
Well, get fucking jump through the portal. Fine, go at us. Go. You do it.
I jumped through
the
that
portal. Let's
portal.
know it. Jesus Christ.
One in. Anybody else?
Shit.
Yeah. Let's do it.
As Kazi runs off, I just sort of grab his belt and go flying down the portal with him, I guess.
Okay, nice.
Time to go around a rabbit hole.
Right, so
I
one.
am scared of the dark.
you
And
saying?
not wanting to be left alone. I'm running
And
after
Alara knowing that there's only one option now.
Oh, Ignore just waits till everyone's through and just like, fuck, This is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea. This is the stupidest thing you've ever done in your entire fucking life. And I assume Kuz just reaches out, grabs him, and pulls him through.
Yeah, you guys find yourself traveling through the inexplainable. You feel galaxies form and destroy around you. You see lives lived, celebrated, mourned, flash past. You see things that just are so foreign that they become just twisted visions in your head of things that are beyond your comprehension. In all of that, you see a final vision. One of a darkness that's standing at the edge of what seems to be just a plane of the thinnest material, separating it from where you now know you came from. It sits beyond where people can see, waiting for a crack, even a sliver of a chance to break through and consume the world in darkness. And in this space you find yourself in, where matter has ceased to exist in the way that you understand it, you begin to take stock of the new reality you find yourself in. The grave terror of the beyond that you now see in front of you, the dark reality of the perilousness of the world that you left behind. In front of the space now sits a man. The center of this echoey space that sits at this edge of darkness. You see Dorian Woodridge, now covered in what looks to be claws of the beyond, a deep sort of echo of whatever being created this space and whatever twisted creations you saw in the caves below. He sits at their center, a necklace around his chest, now covered in flesh as if grown into him, grafted to his body. As his eyes open, a red now fills them. The beginnings of gills on his neck protrude as the great beyond begins to consume Dorian.
I see this guy's been to Innsmouth.
Is Alara with us, or is she...
Alara just immediately just rushes to Dorian as if to try and save him.
I got like 1 foot in the portal ready to go back as soon as she hits the bed.
There is no portal anymore. Whatever that
Oh,
was,
well,
you have now moved very dutifully through it and are now beyond it in the other side.
That's
Is there any way to trip up Ilaria with my long sword?
You guys can definitely try. She is not trying to protect herself from you. She is desperate. So feel free to make. You can sort of make a non-lethal acrobatics check or something to knock her over.
Oh, let's go with acrobatics.
Yeah, I'll go for the other foot with my staff.
I'll give you that advantage then if you guys go for a double trip. Roll a second time to give yourself a good shot.
Oh, yeah. We're saying acrobatics. Still, yeah. So, 17.
Nice. So, yeah, she stumbles and falls as those red eyes of Dorian's just glance at you. His wife now lying on the floor, and he seems to not have even cared that she was hurt.
Do not move.
But she's sobbing at this point. All she says is Dorian.
Alright.
Right.
Okay.
Anyone know what to do with this guy?
We can try speaking in common, but I can try to talk to him from like over here in Abyssal. Literally over here, because I don't want to get too close because...
Travelers of the mortal coil.
Oh, look, he's talking. He's...
Spread out. time to circle this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go well.
Gonna start the circle as well, cautiously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide right behind wherever Cuz is. I'm like right behind him.
Is he speaking in common or abyssal?
Yeah, definitely common now, but also abyssal. There is an undertone of both.
Oh fuck!
How peculiar to find you treading in the gossamer threads of the beyond. What brings you to the cradle of whispers and the tomb of echoes?
What brings us? What do you mean? What brings us here? The portal bring us here. We're looking for you.
You hear his wife, my husband. And
Stay still.
Dorian smiles. Ah, yes, the baker. Once a creator of sustenance, now toils to unravel the very fabric of existence. He walks the labyrinth of sorrows now, his essence entwined with my shadow's whisper.
Maybe you should just leave him alone and stay in your lane, pal. I mean, Mortal Plane's all spooky and shit. Like, I mean, it's pretty spookier than this. I don't think you want to mess with it. I say as I'm hiding behind Cuz.
He, with a bit of a chuckle, just looks at you and he says, "Do you know where you are?"
We're on this side of the portal.
Yeah.
You know the fear that you have as a child, not knowing what the future holds, the deep fear of the unknown that leaps around every corner.
But
Do I have an inkling at all of where we could possibly be, DM?
You could probably make a guess. I think from the magic alone, you feel that this is a really intense place of magic. You're dealing with something here that is very, like kind of to the core of magic itself. Like you're feeling like you're messing with something deep and dangerous.
Old magic.
I'm going to stare at him and just... But is that not the drive of why this woman has delved here? The unknown, the mystique? Is that not why she seeks her other half? Let us take him and reunite them and leave you where you are.
A lovely thought, yes, indeed. Don't worry, it's a thought that I've had often, and I wish to unite us all, actually.
Where is Dorian?
Oh, Dorian's safe and sound.
Where?
Don't you stress.
Where is he?
He's in a place that I've safely kept him, and he sort of taps the inside of his brain, or like taps the outside of his head.
Can we speak to him?
No, I don't think you can. Actually, I don't think you can.
I think we can. What's your name?
Many have called me different names through time, but to you, I shall simply be known as the Deep.
I step out from behind Edis's boot, and you see me take my pirate hat off and look up at him. The pupils dilate, the eyebrows sort of go all sad.
Dragon in boots.
We really want to speak with Dorian.
And he says, Dorian is but a vessel now. You are adorable, and honestly, seeing those eyes, it makes me think twice about consuming the world that you come from. But, sorry, you had something to add.
No, I was going to say in Draconic, and at a whisper, I want to say to everyone, back away from this guy. And I'm going to give Igneel the nod. And then the signal for
Yeah. This This is a prearranged signal that we all know because we've known each other for a month at least.
You've been in life and death situations before, I'm assuming.
Yeah. We've never gone up against the deep from the 7. Like, if he starts asking us, like, we have to do a certain favor for him to stay on the team, I think we all know where that's going.
We've read the ending of that story.
Yeah.
Isn't he currently giving head to Dorian? Isn't that the...
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just read that.
Yep. As I wait for everyone to back a good 20 feet away from this thing.
It is not something that, unless you forcibly remove her, that his wife will allow. She will crawl forward to him.
Oh, fuck. Someone grab her ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drag her back with me.
She screams in protest. See Dorian so close.
Elara, it's time to go. It's time to go, Elara.
Dorian's in there.
Please.
No.
You can't.
We'll get him back. It's okay. It's okay.
She
I mean-
does not believe a word you're saying right now. You are actively just destroying her whole world.
Hey, we've got this. We've handled tougher things than this. Like, we've definitely got this. And as soon as she's 20 feet away, I'm going to quickly reach into my component's pouch, smear some guano in between my hands, and send out a fireball at this fucking thing. Let's fucking... as it kicks off, it's like, this is so stupid!
You send the fire through and send it directly to him. And in the way that this place is just so foreign, your magic, your will, and your intention become an entity. Your fire becomes manifest as you see a fiery being strike out towards Dorian sitting in the middle of the space. As strike after strike, it tries to break through this defense. As the flames slowly lose their power, and the deep again stands unhindered.
Fuck.
Well,
I look over at Ignil.
if you could just show us where the exit is, we'll just be on our way. I'm sure we'll see you again soon, considering you're going to come and eat the entire mortal plane. I just look over at Drax and I'm like, that was a stupid fucking idea!
Dorian
He's like,
smiles and he says, don't fight it now. Time has eluded us all, but right now you stand in the making of a future. You get to witness the birth of a new reality with me.
I don't fucking fight.
I mean, are the fish heads optional? Like, do we have to have the fish heads?
Oh, did you meet my generals?
If they're your generals, like, that you obviously paying them way too much, they're way too underqualified for their position.
They're really bad at it.
They have found enough cracks in your world to make this an easy takedown. With their help, this silly little baker got his hands on this locket. It was really simple. All I had to do was plant in his head the idea of his smiling wife over there wearing this necklace. He wasn't even able to get it to her. Really, this was meant for her to begin with. But little Dorian couldn't keep his hands off the prize.
And you said the necklace is under his flesh?
Yes.
Okay.
Why was it meant for her? What's so special about her?
Oh, really? We just thought that it would be the easiest thing to get it on her. A gift for a lover? That's a tale as old as time, but even I didn't know how corrupted Dorian already was. He'd been sampling magic wares for a long time from the deep. Little things, but he'd opened himself up to my influence.
You don't seem to me to be the smartest creature here at all. Really. If someone so obviously who was tinkering with items from this place and you had absolutely no idea. Makes you wonder, right? have you really got all this thought out correctly? Do you really think that it's going to go down the way you see it? Have you thought of every possible scenario?
You do underestimate me. I've had millennia to plan my moves. There's no possibility that this mere flesh bag would ever, now at this point, get rid of my presence. And with him, I have all I ever need to take control.
And Draconica turn and say to the rest of them, did you catch that? It's up to Dorian. He has the will to get rid of this thing. We need Alara now. We need her.
Yep. All right, well,
And
let's
with
head
that,
to the
I'm going to
talking.
walk. I'm
Let's
going to
watch
walk Alaria towards him, holding her out, yelling out Dorian's name.
She's trying to get away,
Dorian.
like trying to rush towards him. Like she's not. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to
even-
hold her like a dog on a leash that's trying
and
to make a run
she's
for it.
pulling on that leash.
Yeah. Dorian! Look into her eyes. Do it for her. Do it for her, Dorian. Fight! Just keeping her at arm's length enough to hang on to it, but she's ripping hard.
I almost callously, it's like, I mean, Dorian, if you don't come out, like, I'm sure that she'll be more than happy with me. I mean, what's the little red dragonborn in you? You know? I mean, if you don't come out here, I'm just going to end up with her. So we already know how this is going to go. Like, where are you,
Come on,
Dorian?
Dorian. Beware the red rocket.
As you say that, you see Alara just look at you with disgust, and you see her click as she looks at you. Like a moment of clarity passes over her face as she sees a chance, an opportunity, a small glimpse of hope, and she realizes like she has to try and capitalize on this opportunity. Not at all where I thought this would be going when I was thinking of how you guys would approach this encounter.
You made a sexy baker in the art. It's not my
But
fault.
no, see, Midjourney did. Blame the AI. They've got audience built into the models. But yes, as you say that, she realizes, oh yes, I can use this, and she begins saying, oh yes, Dorian, if you don't come back, well, I guess I'll have no choice but to find myself with somebody else. I didn't want to have to choose somebody else other than you after a lifetime together, but given where we stand, and if you're going to give yourself over to a deep unknown entity, I guess this is the only choice I have. So
You got me burning up.
as she does that, we are going to put this down to the roll. So I built this out in as my planning to be a very difficult check. I've got it here as a DC 20, but it does have an advantage here with you guys managing to get a chink in the armor. Hopefully jealousy will win the day here. So what I'll get from you guys, just if you want to be the one to roll just from a persuasion point of view, if any of you have like a really strong persuasion,
I have a +7.
I'll let you
+9.
roll it. Oh,
Jesus.
Christ alive.
It's the ice.
I'm going to give it to you, Dan, just because you did, you are the one role-playing it with her, so that you can use your role.
So just quickly,
rub my reptile nipples.
Before Dan rolls, I have a -1, but I rolled so many ones before that I'm due for more 20s. So I'm just throwing it out there. Get out there.
We still can't beat a DC
I also
20.
have
which
a-
is okay.
That 20 is always good.
I also have a pan flute, and I'd like to whip it out and start playing like "Love is in the air." Just set the mood.
And I don't know.
And is that your bardic inspiration?
He's not a bard.
Hell no.
Oh, you just play it great. Brilliant.
Please, can you be a try and do bardic inspiration without being a bard?
Oh god. As
If
your-
Mark actually gets up and does little dance, surely we can give him just
We've got
free-
advantage already, people. We can't plus this stuff.
I
Okay.
I
We
have a
have the
minus
roll.
one to my
We have the
performance.
modifier. Let's see how we go. DC 20 plus 7s.
So I'm
Advantage.
rolling. I'm rolling.
Yes.
Or
For,
Yeah.
for
You're
the
done.
ruse.
let's see how horny I can make this. Oh my god! What the fuck, guys? That's a total. Oh,
So, as you attempt to break through the hold that the amulet has on him, you see Alara dig in, trying everything she can to convince him of this ruse. You see that smile intensify on his face, and he says, even in his deepest pain that you cause him, you are not able to bring him back. Are you still holding on to her right now? As
Yeah.
you're, she tries to
holding
pull
on to
away
her.
again. He says, you are all far too late.
Anything else can be tried?
You guys can absolutely try. I'm just trying to think of like, let me like you guys go for it, and I'll see if you make a dent.
Okay, so what I want to do is, while this conversation is super intently happening, he's wearing this big chunky necklace, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to try and sneak around the back and stealthily try and unclasp it and remove.
under his skin.
That's going to make it problematic.
Yes.
It's grown on him.
Yeah, okay.
I had the same thought earlier. And I'm like, I can't fucking do anything with that. Wait. You know what you need to do? Like an angry dog that's trying to attack you, you need to stick your finger up his butthole, and it'll surprise him, and he'll let go. Do it, Drax.
Right. So the way that I'm going to do this, because there definitely is a time crunch on this. I'm going to give you in total 3 shots to try and break this man out of the hold that this thing has. You guys have had 1 solid attempt at it, and you guys get 2 more. Whatever you want to try.
Can I try something to create advantage?
You can. I'd think best to figure out what you're trying to do, and then add your advantage on top of that.
I'm going to let Alaria go, but as I let her go, I'm going to whisper to her, kiss him like it's the first kiss again, and then just let her go.
Nice. She takes it and she listens, and she rushes towards him, and she gets close to him, and you see her hit a wall, as if something's blocking her, and you see Dorian look up at her and walk over, and you see him drop the wall where she is, and she just falls forward into whatever the space is. You see her like from the floor looking up at him, and she just like crawls up trying to like get herself on her feet, and you just hear her begin, please Dorian, we had this life, we had this bakery we built together, and we worked so hard to build this life in town, and you and I had found so much happiness in feeding people and making sure that anybody had something to eat. I saw the joy in your face as you made our first signature pie, and when people came back and told you it was terrible, you laughed it off, and you kept making them better, and you improved. I don't want to live in a world that doesn't have you, and I don't think a world is right that has us apart. I don't know what you're trying to do or what part of you in there is fighting, but I need you to come back and to live this life with me. So with that, I'm going to give her the persuasion
here again and give her the advantage. I think given her proximity to the conversation and obviously the way she has a pull over him, I'll give her the best that we've got with a +9 in the party.
I'll do a little prestidigitation.
Isn't
behind her if I
+9
can.
the best?
I have
+9 is
+9,
the
but I've
best.
also got lucky.
Jesus, you're a monster.
I'll do like a prestidigitation, like little fireworks of like love hearts and pies and stuff.
Well, that's hilarious. Let's see what we get. 2d20. 2d20.
Oh shit!
Can you do a? Can you do
What
a
was the
spell
roll? Because that wasn't with the
at the warm-
+7. That wasn't with the
That was
plus
30.
30.
2d20.
30.
30.
Oh, that was
No, it's a
that was
+9.
2 rolls.
Oh, it was 19. 19.
19 was the highest roll.
Oh, mate.
Okay, so with
Yep.
that plus the 7, then
Yeah.
you see the red from his eyes drop for a moment. As he sees her there, you just see him take her into his arms, and for a moment you see that clarity. You see as they hug, the flesh around his chest begins to morph, and the locket seems to be relinquishing its hold as tightly. As he realizes what's happening around him, looking around at all of you, he realizes you're probably his best hope at figuring out a way out. Before it goes too late, thank you. I have not much time. We have one moment to make a decision here about everything. I know whatever happens after this has already been set in motion. Whatever this creature was trying to do is already going to happen. What we can do, though, is we can at least change the outcome. I know that this amulet has a hold on me and has something to do with it, but I fear what will happen to me if it is destroyed. Equally, I fear what will happen if it is not. I think the fate of all of us is at risk. Something needs to be done to stop this process from going through. And I think whatever is happening, I am at the center of it. Alara quickly chimes in, clearly saying, I don't care what happens, but you're coming home with me. And he looks over at you guys, and with like a sad smile, he pushes her out of the ring, and he says, please keep her safe. And she falls again on the outside of that wall, as you see him holding the amulet in one hand, wanting to make a decision. What are you guys doing?
Can I cast Mage Hand? And I will hold the Mage Hand out near him, next to his hand, to put the amulet in. Obviously, it's a thing of touch. Past it here, there's no power in this thing except for mine, but it's not physically connected to me. If we don't touch it, obviously, that makes sense that this thing won't have any power over anyone.
It's one of the options for sure, and I think not a bad one either, but the weakening is already occurring. Something must be done to seal it first. This amulet is bound to me, but maybe we can find a way to keep it safe and keep it locked away if I'm able to escape this place.
Hey, did we
But
bring
we
an amulet
first have
box
to
with us?
seal it. Sorry?
Did we bring a box with us, like that could hold an amulet?
The box you opened at the very beginning.
I don't believe any of you brought it, have you?
You grabbed all that stuff, didn't you?
Not that it saved me much in the beginning of this anyway. But anyway, the time is short.
Um,
I
Yeah,
think I
but the
have
box.
to. I think I have to destroy this thing, but it might just destroy me.
well, not if it's not touching you. Give me the amulet.
He says, I just don't think I can.
It's
Little
if we
dragon
give you-
pops up. He's like, give me the fucking amulet, man. We're trying to save your life here.
It's at this point that Alara stands up. She's been kind of a bit of a mess this whole time. and she stands up straight. You see her spine straighten, and she steps forward towards the wall, and you see it melt around her. You see her walk up and grab the amulet in his hands.
Slap the hand with the mage hand. No! Stop!
In that moment, nothing else seems to be entering either of their minds. Your words fall on deaf ears as their eyes meet. And you see the knowing look that each of them share as they turn to you all and they say, we won't be going back with you.
This is not what you had in mind, Alara. This is not how you wanted this to go. You wanted us to bring Dorian back, not stay here in wherever this is with him. This is doom for you all. This is doom for all of us.
If he died today, I am to die with him.
If he dies today, we're all dying.
I think there's a way that we can save the rest of you if we stay behind. It's obvious that I am the only person that can keep Dorian. And yet, he's the only one that can hold this rift at bay and keep the deep from breaking through. If we stay, we can keep the rest of you out of harm's reach, and we can make sure that, at least for now, the deep has no other entry into your world.
Yes, but if you stay here, how do we get out?
And Dorian smiles, and he looks at you and he says, one way or another, I don't think I will ever be the same again. And you see him begin to glow. You see the amulet begin to glow. And as you see her hands touching it, she also begins to glow with this sort of ghostly presence as their bodies turn from corporeal force, or I don't know, is corporeal the like actual form?
Corporeal is form, incorporeal is like ghost.
They become incorporeal as the very essence of their being seem to meld into a single consciousness, glowing in front of you. The alien nature of this place, the magic that's within it, begins to feed the entity that is now being created. As it begins to form a shape, you see a power spring from its hands as a portal appears again in front of you. You hear the echo of both a male and feminine voice. Go now.
Well, I think that's it for that. I mean, unless you guys want to fight a elder god thingy, whatever it is.
Yeah, doesn't sound like a good time to me. If they have this covered, then I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Can we see the amulet?
Can you see it? Yes. I wonder. I think probably yes. I would say that in some way it's probably at the center of this amalgamation.
Okay, so it's like it's there and there's like incorporeal stuff all around it. Okay.
And is that still this force field wall around that whole thing as well, or not?
The magic is like this space is almost like it's like Play-Doh, right? Like you can it turns into whatever the person who's in control of it wants it to be. Their very manifestation of the space turns into reality. So it's like it will have a force field when it wants to have a force field.
Gotcha. Okay.
But right now, whatever is happening, you see it begins to use its energy and emanates the energy from within itself. It's sort of like
AoE just pulsing in the space right now.
So I assume my mage hand has been vaporized.
Yeah. Your mage hand also is like busy being affected. It's busy shifting. It's like it's definitely like whatever's being done is affecting the fabric of magic again.
Okay. And all that they're saying, it doesn't sound like they're being controlled by another being who's just like, go away and everything will be fine.
I mean, what's your intelligence?
It's a 10, so I'm not like really dumb, but I'm like,
I
on
think
the
like
verge.
your character would sure have like an inkling that it's probably quite important to just like make sure these guys are on your side. It's like this if they're not on your side, this is definitely just letting the world die right now.
What guarantee do we have that if we leave, you will be able to stop the deep from accessing the plane? Considering the fact that the amulet that you have here with you now started this whole fucking mess.
He smiles, the creature glows, I guess is how it would express that emotion. It just you disappear from the space, and with it you find yourselves back in the cavern where you left off. But in your hand you see the pendant, you see the necklace. Inside it, though, as you open it, you see that it has a little latch now. And within that latch, you simply see the photo of the two bakers on their wedding day. And you now sense that whatever magic held on to that has now dissipated.
What happened? Where did they go? Have a quick look around, see if any of those fish heads are near us at all, or just make sure I understand this situation, like the environment we're in again.
I think as you appear back in the space, you start to smell something different. Where once you may have smelt fish, something has definitely changed. As you smell metal, you smell a smell of a banker's vault.
Something's different here, guys. Did we solve that issue in wherever the hell that was? Is everything good?
Who knows? But I know there's gold, and heck, if today's going to be the last day on Earth, like, we may as well fucking enjoy ourselves, right?
As you look around and follow your nose, there on a turn in the caverns, deep within the space, you see the symbol of Queen Sable, denoting you're close to her fortune.
Oh, that looks promising.
And with that, we shall fade to black for tonight's one shot.
So many unknowns. Did we win? Did we not? Oh my god! I got the booty. That's all that matters. All the booty, no bread.
No Dans were killed.
What?
Yes.
Did we just manage to land a one shot inside a one shot?
Listen, I put a lot of effort
single
into
shot.
trying to contain an entire story into a single session.
And you did very well trying to wrangle us forward and not sidetrack. Because we tried everything to move it in different directions.
At what point did we go off script from what you expected?
So this is one of the ones that I tried very intentionally to give you guys choices that really mattered. So At the junction where you chose to go into the portal, you effectively chose the timeline where shit gets weird. I had that in my notes. I was like, this is kind of the nebulous, like, magic is going to be timey-wimey and it's going to be strange. And like, if you guys choose to go here, the chance of things ever coming back normal are very, very unlikely. And the other path would have been much more traditional of like dungeon diving and keeping things grounded in reality. But that was not your path to take.
Yeah, Ernest is like, let's just go in the fucking portal. Like,
Yeah.
what's the worst that can
The
happen?
portal. Then you said, "Hey, why don't you just go jump in the portal then?" So he did. He's got some ADHD issues, and he didn't need much convincing. All right.
I also really want to explore those two generals at another point because they're like two best buds that just found themselves being like the pawns of like this great evil beyond the veil. But they just hang out and they do little side quests together.
Like red versus blue. It's like, hey man, you ever wonder why we're here?
I like to think that the big one is like the strong but like really large one. The other one is like really smart but much smaller in stature. So they're like really
So the
large.
weird Dungeons and Dragons Pinky in the brain.
Yeah. Fish
And they
pinky in the
think they're
brain.
doing good. They
So,
don't
yeah, that
realize
was
they're
the,
the bad guys.
The twisted caverns. So I hope that was fun.
Deep, man. Dark.
It
Yeah, it was
was,
good.
It was,
Um,
if we had convinced Alara to not come with us, how would have that affected things?
I genuinely think that you guys would have had an impossible time of talking him back. Like it was a matter of like, if she's not there,
yeah.
I think you doom the world.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
if we didn't bring her, we could have done the dungeon dive with the two generals, right?
I mean, that was always an option. Like, I don't even know how you would have influenced it if you decided to take them on there. You probably wouldn't have even gotten through in time to make a difference. But yeah, there was a lot of
we
ways
saved
for
the
you
world
guys
with
to just
horniness.
like die tonight. It was definitely on the cards.
That paperclip saved my life.
Absolutely.
So for your present, just because we'll never probably touch these characters again, but that was a paperclip enchanted to keep the papers it was attached to from any damage. So it was supposed to keep them nice and protected, but because you put it on your fabric, it probably was just like, well, it's going to keep that fabric protected.
And this sorcerer. Yeah, no, but literally, because that shield spell would have taken me to 21, which would have meant I would have got swallowed. But because of the paperclip, it went to 22.
Nice.
So,
The little cousin of Mega Clippy.
yeah.
Make it micro clippy. Make it macro clippy.
Love it.
Oh, good times.
All right, team.
Thanks all. Thanks so much. Thanks everybody for watching. It's been a pleasure to DM for you again. And what are they in store for next week, Jeremy?
What day is it? Next week we're back in Icewind Dale for Rama the Frost Maiden. I think we'll probably have a full crew back next week, which will be cool. Bring the gang back together, and we could have a coup, or a coup could go sideways. So we'll see.
Oh, man.
And yeah, I guess until then, stick around in our Discord. Check us out on socials. This episode of Halloween Craziness will be up on YouTube's and things in a couple of days. And you'll be able to catch it and all our other episodes so far on our podcast. So check it out there too. Otherwise, we'll see you soon.
Thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.